What's going on, everybody? David here. Today we're going to answer the question, if you don't live in the US, are you still able to get a stimulus check? But first off, on this channel, we talk about personal finance and traveling on a budget. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the little bell notification so you can get future updates on my videos. Okay, before we answer the question about if you're living outside of the US, can you get a stimulus check? I want to talk about a couple of things that are going on today that you need to be aware of. So the first thing we want to talk about is SSA recipients, SSDI, railroad retirement. All of you guys should receive your direct deposits today, the 29th. If you do not receive it today, I would jump on that IRS website tomorrow morning and try to find out what's going on. If you get it done on Thursday, then the following week they will send you the direct deposit. But if you have to wait until after Thursday, let's say you do it on this Friday coming up, then that's when you're going to have some problems, because now you're going to have to wait until about a week and a half before you get your check. So you want to make sure you follow through with it. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the $2,000 second stimulus check. And there are a lot of people that are talking right now, is there a $2,000 stimulus check that will be coming to us soon? And that's not real, okay? That is a proposal, and that's all it is at this point. So there's no $2,000 check. Basically, on May 4th, that's when Congress will reconvene, and then they'll start talking about some potential stimulus checks in the future. But right now, there's nothing, okay? So the $1,200 is the only stimulus check that we have. There's no $2,000 check coming, or there's no $1,000 check coming. So just be aware of that. Right now, you really need to follow the news and follow the politicians and follow my channel, because I will be out letting you guys know about the second stimulus check, where we are in that process, what they're talking about in Congress. I'm going to be putting all that information out. So make sure you download, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get more information when it comes to that. Now, I want to talk about if you don't live in the US, let's say you're an expat, you're living in another country, are you able to get this stimulus check? And shout out to Andre from Love Crossing Borders, because he brought this up to me. I didn't even really think too much about it. He's living in another country. He has a YouTube channel, so you guys want to check his YouTube channel out. I'll post it in the description. But he moved to Colombia. He's been there about 2 years. He's married now. He's having the time of his life, and he just received his stimulus check. He just sent me, like an hour ago, he sent me the confirmation that he received his stimulus check. And so if you are living outside of the country, you can still get a stimulus check. I'm not going to go over all the specifics and all the qualifications when it comes to getting a stimulus check. I've gone over that in other videos, and they all apply when it comes to someone who's not living in the US. So I'm not going to go over all that as far as how much money you need to make, or if you make too much, all that. All that information is already available. But I will talk about some certain things that you need to know about when it comes to getting a stimulus check. Now, the first thing, as far as them sending it to you, they can send it to you direct deposit, or they can send it to you by check. If they're going to send it to you direct deposit, it has to be a US bank. So you cannot use a foreign bank. They're not going to be able to send direct deposit to a foreign bank. It has to be a US bank. So just keep that in mind. Now, you do need to file your taxes. So you need to file either 2018, 2019, you need to file those taxes. Or if you're receiving Social Security, or if you're receiving veterans benefits, something like that, where you'll still qualify without having to file your taxes, then that still applies. But in that case, it has to be a U.S. bank. So that bank routing information has to be U.S. If it's not, let's say you have a bank account, a U.S. bank account, but you don't use it on a regular basis, and it's not linked to anything when it comes to the IRS, well, then that's when you're going to need to jump in there, and you're going to have to give them that information. Go on the IRS website, give them that information, that bank routing information, and that way they can send your check somewhere. Now, if they have to mail a check to you, they can mail a check outside of the country. So they could mail a check to you. Let's say you're living in Colombia, or you're living in another country, they can mail that check to you. So that's good. So that's kind of if you don't have, like some people, they move all their money overseas, or move all their money somewhere else, and they don't have a U.S. bank account. So that's still okay. You can still get that check mailed to you if that's your situation. One thing, this is very important. If you are married and your spouse does not have a Social Security number, and you guys file your taxes jointly. So let's say I file my taxes in the US, I file jointly. and I have a wife, but she does not have a social security number. If you file jointly, even though you have a social security number, if she does not have a social security number or he does not have a social security number, you guys do not qualify. Okay, so they will not send you any money at all when it comes to stimulus checks. So what you'll need to do in a situation like that is you can wait until you receive your 2020 tax information. And when you file your 2020 taxes, make sure you file separate, not joint. Don't join them together. That way you'll receive the $1,200. Obviously, your spouse is not going to receive anything because they don't qualify, but at least you'll get some of the money. And if you have dependents, then you can claim your dependents and get that as well. But when it comes down to it, that's very, very important. And it's one of those things where you don't really think about it. And initially, you're thinking, well, I have a Social Security number. I'm a U.S. citizen. Why wouldn't I get one? But they don't split them. So if you file jointly, they're not going to separate it and say, okay, well, this person has a Social Security number, but he or she doesn't have a Social Security number, so we just won't give it to them, but we'll give it to him. They don't do that if you file jointly. You have to file just single in order to get that. So if you guys have questions, any questions about this, please let me know down below. If you have any other questions, also let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And also let me know if you received your check. We're April 29th, so this is kind of the day when they said the majority of people should have their checks already. The only people that will still be waiting on is SSI and VA beneficiaries, but that's it. So after this week, everything should have gone through already. So let me know in the comment section if you received it. That way I can let other people know. And subscribe for more. Talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.